Natya Shastra is the oldest treatise on dance, drama, and music in the world. In this impressive compendium of 36 chapters, compiled and written more than 1,700 years ago by the sage Bharata, he claims that there is no axiom, no concept in the universe that cannot be expressed by the body. For this, Bharata must have known that the body is the microcosm of the universe, that the body is the metaphor of the universe, that there is no process in the realm of the universe and beyond the galaxies that cannot be expressed by the body, preferably a dancer's body. Breath, prana, movement. I breathe, I move, therefore I am. With movement comes dance. We dance. Nature dances. Electrons and protons dances. In fact, we dance before we speak. Language comes much later. That is the prana of the dancers moving during one of captured by a photographer. Before dance became a profession, the first specialist, the first dance specialist was the shaman. The shaman deals with matters of the soul, matters that is beyond the material and physical world. He goes into the realm of the spirit to retrieve souls, brings it back again to its original abode. But before he does that, he uses dance, music, literature, poetry, everything, his paraphernalia, in order to create that special magical area where he can perform his performance of healing. To do this, he has to activate his faculties, his senses. Now, this performance of the shaman, when he communed in the world of the spirit, was possibly, not possibly, was the first original theatre. And that shaman is the progenitor of theatre. He is the Adi Guru. He is Samar, what the Malay theatre, traditional theatre, called him. He is in fact the archetype of Shiva, the dancer par excellence. So the shaman creates an arena in which it becomes a magical space where everything and anything is possible. You must be reminded that we are no longer dealing with the realm of the mundane, but the divine. This is why traditional performance pays obeisance to the Adi Guru, to the original Guru. He consecrates the space because he's reminded that his art is divine and that the art should command great respect. Now let's go back again to the shaman. The shaman therefore creates a space where it creates a resonance where the realm of the spirit and his runs parallel so that he is able to enter it. He's able to travel great distances in order to fetch back again the soul. He has to negotiate, he has to convince the soul to come back again to its original abode, which is the mind of his patient. He does this with his music, his dance, his poetry, his incantations, his paraphernalia, and he's able to create an altered state. He's able then to make his patient partake in this lifetime journey of experiences, traversing past, present, and future lives. This is why I am saying that dance, drama, the arts are important for our soul, our spirit, because they form the fundamental matrix that constitute the inner landscape of our mind. And in order for us to feel that life is worth living, we have to be in touch with the culture and arts. This is how the individual, the society, the nation builds up this inner strength by its association with arts and culture. As I mentioned to you, the body of the dancer is paramount. It has to be the most excellent instrument to express whatever message, the ideas and concept. And this is done through metaphors and the power of suggestion. The dancers then uses the movement, gestures to produce that heightened emotional state, also propounded by the Natya Shastra of the rasa. All of you know what rasa means. A Sanskrit word means emotion state that explains not just flavor of food, but also how we feel about anything. Now, this altered state had been described by the Greek when they view a performance as catharsis, or the Indian had even conceived a much more potent effect. The rasika, you, enlightened audience, when you see a performance, are brought into a state of moksha, or liberation of the mundanity of everyday life, of the so much of life, and achieve this glimpse of infinite beauty or truth. As I mentioned to you, this the dancer, actor, they are the same in traditional form. There's no boundary between dance, drama, music. They're bound and found together. Through the idea of metaphor and through the idea of power of suggestion, the message is communicated to the audience. Take, for instance, say, the dance of the dying swan. It's not that we enjoy seeing a swan dying, but what we see is the poignancy of the inevitable and slow, tragic passing away of something of graceful beauty. And it brings back again this memory of a time when we had confronted such a situation. Of course, Pavlova, who had danced the first dance of the dying swan, touched the heart of the audience. And she was later credited as the epitome of the metaphor of the dying swan, a metaphor of the vulnerability of life and the mortality of life and beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, going back again to infinity and beyond, the Indian mind had conceived of a concept of a God who dances the world into being. Shiva is known as Nataraja, or Lord of the Dance. He dances the cycles of season, and for that matter, the dance of the electrons of quantum physics. I am reminded, I want to show you the icon, the famous icon of the Chola of 11th century, of the dancing Shiva. Here he's depicted with having 4 hands. The first hand saying, "Fear not, for here I am." The second right hand holds aloft the drum, the symbol of the first sound that caused the vibration of the universe. The left hand holds the fire, the first light of knowledge, divine knowledge. And the second left hand points to the uplifted foot, which represents the release from worldly suffering and the mundanity of life. And the right foot stamped on the demon effigy of ignorance. Thus he dances. And he is surrounded by the halo of the fire, which symbolizes the cycle of season of life, death, rebirth, and so on. And his hair, his matted hair, flows horizontally, because you are not to view this icon as static, but turning, whirling. Already the icon itself is giving the clue that there is no constant, only change is constant. For the devotee who understands, who realizes this truth, pain and suffering he has not, because he would have understood the ephemerality of this present brief life. As a dancer, one of my favorite Sanskrit shloka or sloka or verse says, Angikam bhuvanam yasya vachikam sarva vangmaya aharya chandra taradi tvam nama Satvikam, Shivam, Shivam, Shivam. It means, for whose body is the universe, whose language is the total sum of sound, whose ornaments are the moon and the stars. To that pure spirit, Shiva, I bow.